Gamers, what is wrong with you? Oh, I feel like you don't give a shit about self-preservation anymore, gamer. Let's fix that. My God, there's like 10 things? 10 things? Let's start with number one. This one, of course, I'm going to leave the most crucial for some bizarre one in the middle to cheat you out of watch time. I'm just kidding, gamers. All of these are crucial, all right? Otherwise, I wouldn't put them in. Tell me, gamer, do you have one of these? Now tell me, gamer, what brand is it? Are you a fake fan? Do you seriously just settle for anything when it comes to your home protection? Literally, that steel door is accessible through a very, very simple outputs, whatever it is, output, radio wave signal. And if it receives it at any time, with any amount of power, well, not any amount of, you know what I mean, gamer, they're in. They're in. Everything in your garage is compromised. And how do you avoid that? Well, you know, we're talking about brands of these things. Go with a Craftsman brand, not sponsored. Seriously, Craftsman brand clickers only work with other Craftsman brand clickers. And you might say, "Oh, Brady, you're gonna exploit it." No! No, Craftsman brand clickers are specific. And, you know, replace your whole garage door mechanism if you have to. Okay, gamer? Craftsman brand clickers are only compatible with other Craftsman products and with the original Craftsman product that they were attuned to. And additionally, they have a failsafe when it comes to something like this. Ah! That's right, gamers. $5 garage door openers. And you know why I still have these in the bag, in their packaging? It's because they don't work. I lost my garage door opener for my Craftsman garage door, and guess what? I lost my ability to work a camera. And on top of that, realized, hey, look, these aren't just gonna work. Someone can't just pick up my signal, copy and paste it with a transmitter. Literally all they need to do is pick up the signal while you're using it if you don't have a brand like Craftsman, and then emulate that. Either way, I recommend having another failsafe on top of your failsafe with your garage door. Obviously things like alarms and cameras are a big deal. You can't be there 24/7. And having a secondary lock, even better. You know, something physical that holds that door shut, aside from the garage door mechanism itself. It's generally exploitable itself, but gamers, let's get on to number two. Come on. And we're starting with the expensive ones. Petty little bitch, and he assumes everybody's made of money and has trees, a whole field of them that sprout Benjamins. But seriously, we're talking about exploitations you haven't taken care of. You have weak ass windows. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to show you my single paned window because I still have one, getting it fixed later on. But if you have single paned windows in your house at all, it is a massive security threat. My God, you know, get bars if you have to. There's some magnificent, magnificent companies. I've never been to a place that doesn't have a magnificent local steel for windows company, okay? If you don't have some sort of protection at your windows, my God, is it exploitable. Listen, it just takes one crazy person to break in through a window and, well, go ham if you don't have any of the other security techniques that we personally may or may not have talked about. Come on, kid. Ridiculous. How about number three? We discussed glizzies, right? Didn't we? I'm kidding. Of course we did. You watched all the videos in their entirety. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you have? Come on. It's simple. It only takes like 2 minutes to do. Let's not get into that tangent, gamers. We'll have that talk one-on-one. You can't access your glizzies, but you have them? Why? Why do you, tell me, gamer, why do you have those glizzies in the first place? Tell me. Go on, I'll wait. You don't even have to pause the video. Oh wait, it's because it was a rhetorical question. You have to protect yourself and your family! Are you kidding me, gamer? But you can't readily access them, okay? Do you know how quick stuff happens? You know how action-packed, treacherous events like that are? Literally life-changing events? Entirely. Happens in a moment's notice and is gone in the same amount of moment's notices. So if you don't have ready access to your glizzies, you might as well not have them. Next tip. You don't have any of these. Come on. Listen, gamer, aside from just regular, oh, I'm loud and I'm here alarms, having alarms that alert the police unless they're temporarily decommissioned, deactivated is what I should have said. I'm not trying to waste your time with pretentious amounts of syllables. But alarms that are loud to you and loud to people who matter is what matters. They serve no purpose if the person just has to wear earphones or whatever to block out the sound. Literally get a pair of dirty buds and it won't matter if you're not home. The reason I have those alarms around my house with most doors and windows is so that I'll know if someone breaks in, especially in the middle of the night. You want those, and on top of that, a police wired security system that's non-obvious. And side tip, bonus tip, gamers, do not display the sign of the same brand as your security system. If they know what brand the security system is, they know how to exploit it. Exactly. Or much, much more easily. Okay? Because it's like, oh, well, they can study it. They could buy it themselves. Reverse engineer it. All right, gamers, I know I'm sounding paranoid, but it's just for your safety. It's to really distill and simplify these sorts of practices so that you can keep yourself safe in the most seemingly nonchalant way. Let's get to the next tip, gamer. And that's going to involve another little field trip. That's going to be a little bit self-contradictory. Stick with me. Come on. Gamer, let me tell you, that cut was completely unnecessary. I'll explain my point as we go. All right. Your ins and outs, and I'm mostly just telling you this to keep you engaged, are too easy to access. Obviously, I'm a bad example because my ins and outs literally impenetrable. You could have an 18 kiloton nuclear device and I would, I guess, be okay. I would consult your local philosopher to see whether or not I'm right, but hey, that's a different video. Gamers, if your ins and outs are just too easy at their face value, and I'm not just talking about locks or barricades and stuff like that, but if you have too many entrances and exits, right? Not only is it too much to take care of, as in maintain and keep an eye on, but look at the amount of room for error that's there. It's just, it's too much. So if you have a lot of ins and outs, make sure that you have a sort of routine for securing them. You don't want it to be easy, okay? And it's fine if it's not easy to enter and exit your house. It's good if it's inconvenient to do so. That means you're more secure. And come on, how many times do you exit and enter your house every day? Well, if you forgot your keys, don't just be less beta. Don't forget your keys. Now, this tip, actually, gamers, and I didn't do this on purpose, is probably the most important, bar none. So if you listen to any of these, listen to this one. It's important. People know what your home defenses are. And I mean anyone. Even sometimes people within the house. Here's why it's cringe. Or at least they know everything. Or almost everything. Or more than 50%. Honestly, more than 20% of your home defenses. If they know what it is, there will be a way to exploit it. These other human beings are human beings just like you. They're not stupid, mostly. Sometimes, okay? Look, all it takes is them to tell someone that they think they can trust about it, all right, in simple conversation, and then so on and so forth, one or two different times, to one or two different people that they know that they think they can trust enough, that aren't so cringe to them, but are really deep down cringe. Or it could be someone who's a future ex, possibly. You know, there's been so many divorce cases, so many X cases where they break in, vandalize, etc., and they know where all the ins and outs are, they know where the cameras are, they know how to exploit them, they know how to eliminate evidence, etc., and they get away with it, okay? Do not make the crucial mistake of letting other people know what your defenses are. If people know what they are, and they're determined enough, and they don't have to be very determined, they will exploit them, okay? On to the next tip. It's still important, I promise, gamers. Now, gamers, I can't believe that you're making this mistake. You're leaving the wrong light on when you leave the house. Let me show you. A lot of people, when they leave the house, they say, oh, well, I'll leave on an obvious one. Like, for example, my kitchen, which has outward-facing windows, It makes sense to leave that light on. It would seem like someone's home. Well, they'd realize there's no shadows. They'd try to look through the front door window and realize there's no activity, but there's a light. Someone just left that on. They're not home. Let me knock at the door. Oh, I don't hear any noise. No one's home. Oh, let me break in. Let me take whatever that is, or whatever that is. It's a television. Yeah. And you might be thinking, how do we leave on a light around the center of the house? For me, it's this bathroom. Yes, I know I'm contradicting my other tip. Don't worry, gamers, I've got a lot of other security measures in place, but I leave this bathroom light on. Here's why. Gamers, it's a lot more plausible that you're somewhere deeper in the house than the entrance, right? And that you're energy conscious and leave off lights that you're not using. So if you have a light on in the center of the house, if someone has the balls to break in and they see a light on deeper in the house, most thieves, most home invaders, they're in and out. They're in and out. They break in, they grab stuff very quickly. Happens in a matter of minutes tops, and then they're out. Okay? So if they see a light, they're gone. Inside that they didn't realize outside otherwise. Because they might think, oh, well, someone's probably got their headphones on, or in an example, in the bathroom. And that works also because I am in that bathroom with the door open. Don't worry, Gerald's usually busy or out of town. Okay? So I could be in that bathroom. I could not be in that bathroom. Most thieves, unless they have a great intent to cause harm, will leave. And it's worth the deterrent. Next tip, gamers. Now this one's a doozy, gamers, and it's coupled terribly when people store their ladders outside. It's almost like they're begging them to break in. They keep upstairs windows unlocked. Whether it's convenience or just being plain beta cringe, I don't know. But leaving your upstairs windows unlocked, is ridiculous. They're just as easy to break into. And think about it. I mean, people will think, oh, well, he's just the maintenance guy. He's got a ladder. He's doing whatever, unless you really know your neighbors and they really know you and you talk about what's going on a lot, they won't get so sus about someone on a relatively nice ladder, even if it's your own ladder, checking out stuff upstairs. Okay? It's easy to break into upstairs windows, gamers. Make sure those are locked as well. All right, next one. Now, these next two tips are more safety oriented, but I highly advise them. You do not use surge protected outlets. It's ridiculous. You know how dangerous that can be. If there's a, surge, that means fire, which means house is gone. Everything that's irreplaceable could be gone. I'm not saying Jer Bear wouldn't escape on his own. He's fully competent, but you know what I mean, gamers. You might have a roommate who's not so much so. Like a child. Okay? So whether that's surge protected outlet strips or something like this. Well, I'll show you a picture like this. All right? Protect your electricity. Also, don't get faulty electrical work done. Ever. Do not settle on that. Do not try to save a dime with electrical work. Go for the best. Use professionals. Because it could mean everything. And who knows? In some states, they don't, technicians, contractors don't even need to be licensed. So always vet your contractors. Okay, I recommend actually checking with your realtor about who they recommend with electrical work, because realtors are pretty liable in a lot of fields and definitely want to build good rapport with you. So if you are still in contact with your realtor, ask them who they recommend, and usually they have a solid answer, or their broker has a solid answer. Okay. Don't skimp on electrical work, okay? It's because, if they don't have a license, you're liable for whatever happens, and the insurance company might not even cover it. You could lose your whole house. You could lose your everything, your livelihood, etc. You could lose it. Well, if you have kids. Do you have kids? Yeah, I know. Not a lot of them are trained to escape situations like this. And who knows, the handle could be too hot for them to touch and for them to leave with. God forbid you leave them with a babysitter that's more self-interested than they are in the lives of their kids, and then something happens. Look, there's a reason we make these practices, gamers. Please, gamer, I'm talking to you now. Practice. Stay safe. Next one, last one of the day. Gamers, I know I said number 6 was the most vital and it's the most exploitable and human being's big brain. But this one, holy crap, you have not smashed the fucking like button. Listen, I'm usually a pretty docile guy, all right? I don't choose violence. But listen here, if you don't, no, I'm just shitting you gamers, no. Like or dislike, I recommend making that a habit. In general, it tells the algorithm what you like or dislike, and it'll give you more of the content you like and less of the content you don't. So, but seriously, I do have a 10th tip, here it is. And it is important. It's very important. I'm surprised I didn't put it on higher on the list. It's that you have a routine. Okay, and I know routines are healthy. You should have a general routine for sleep cycle and when you eat and what you eat, but you have predictable routines when it comes to accessing your, we'll just call it your fortress, to further emphasize how important this is. You have 2 predictable routines, and those can be exploited. If someone's, and I know, getting a little bit on the more paranoid side, but if someone's watching you generally, or if they just know you enough to know you have a certain routine going. If you like to entertain, for example, they know when and where and why you do certain things, and it can become super easy, especially after a certain amount of time. So switch up your routine. Here's the most obvious example. When, where, and why you enter and exit your home, and for how long, all right? For example, if literally every single day on weekdays, your house is vacant from 9 to 5, try to find a way to change that. I know there's not many options. Best one to be would be to lock, fortify your doors, or make it seem like when you exit yourself, do something different, okay? Exit through the front door, exit through the back door, exit through the garage, exit through, switch it up. Doesn't have to be every day. It could be every few weeks, it could be every few days, it could be every few months, but switch up your patterns. Don't become predictable. Remember, human big brain, especially the humans that have been exploiting other people for a long time. They're professionals, okay? Gamers, look, if you enjoy this, if you at all care about hearing about stuff like this, subscribe, join the family. Hey, I'd really appreciate it, and the rest of us would, of course, you contributing to our community. But if not, I completely understand. It's been great having you for this amount of time alone. Thank you for being here, gamer. And thank you for protecting what's most valuable to you. Most importantly, what will allow, relies on you. If you have children, please protect them, all right? If you have anyone you care about living with you, or even if you don't, protect it. We're calling it your fortress for a reason, gamer. Hey, stay epic, and if you didn't see this coming, what is wrong with you? I love you. No, I really do, actually. Specifically you, don't love this tripod. We'll talk about him later. Stay epic. Epic style. If you're ever interested in asking personal questions one-on-one, we do live streams at least every other day. If you're interested in coming in, saying hi, we mostly just, I mostly just scream my head off for 4 hours and then wonder why my voice is so jacked up. But, if you're interested, it's pretty fun. We play horror games. I totally don't piss myself ceaselessly. But, yeah, gamers. I would say that's it. But we're not done. Go put these into practice. Otherwise, it's pointless. Stay epic, gamer. Hopefully we talk soon.